John Coleman, a post-match interview, slightly prematurely to when we would have expected it. Match abandoned. You can probably hear the rain on the roof, people listening to this. Awful weather conditions. Is it the right decision?
I think so. You know, either team could have won that game on a farce. Farcical incident. I said to the fourth official, a couple of minutes before Sunderland scored, that if either team scores, he's not going to be scared to call it off, because it's getting beyond the joke. And then they did score, and then we've scored, and I think that that makes his decision a little bit easier. It might have been a bit difficult if we'd have scored, and he was going to give it another 5 minutes, and that's sort of a little bit unfair, because if one team scores, then they'd feel aggrieved. And we had a good chance. Sean McConville went clean through, and the ball stopped in a puddle. So, the last thing he's want is the game to be decided by a farcical incident or someone to get hurt, which is generally the case when people are diving into puddles, muddy puddles, as the Peppa Pig says. So I think it was the right decision.
There's the very obvious player safety concern, isn't there? But as a spectacle with a record crowd in, it was descending into silliness, wasn't it?
Well, it was, but I think the fans who've come have had the money's worth. For certainly for 70 minutes, the two teams going for it. Some good football played, some good chances made, and some wholehearted play. Just unfortunate we couldn't finish it.
And the 70 odd minutes we saw, what did you make of your team's performance?
I thought we just shaded it, to be fair. Obviously, for the goal, we'll have to look at it again. But Connor's adamant that he's handled it. The lad seems to think it's hit him on the elbow. So, I think the safe decision there would have been to disallow that. And the referee hasn't. Well, we'll have to see it again. He might be right, and then it's a great decision. But if there's an element of doubt, I think you'd have to err on the side of the goalkeeper in that situation. But I think on the balance of play, I think we made better chances. I think the chances that we did create in the first half, we got away from them a couple of times, and the ball stuck. Ozzy had his Adidas flippers on today, didn't he? So it was difficult, because when you're getting manhandled, it's difficult enough to keep your feet as it is when it's slippy, without getting your shirt pulled. So it was difficult, but it was difficult for both teams. And I'm sure Sunderland showed in flashes why they're so high they are in the league. Some good interchange play, some good attacking play, but we matched them, and we've generally matched every team we've played this year.
And a record attendance, although I'm not sure it'll stand because the game was abandoned. You've got over the 5,000 mark. What was it like to be down there on the touchline? Yeah,
it was good. Similar atmosphere to the Barnsley game. How many will come and make this up on a Tuesday night now? We have to ask yourselves. Knowing the Sunderland fans, probably be more. But we've got to keep trying to grow the club, and days like this is what we're in the game for.
And just a couple of injury concerns. I think Michael Heckway didn't start the game. Billy Key had to come off at half time. What's the situation with those two?
Two big players for us. Michael's struggling with his groin, and Billy's struggling with his knee. It was a case of Billy's was getting worse, so we took him off. He was doing well. He was competing well in the air, but he couldn't really turn or run. So not that he can run very much anyway.
And you've got a week now till a trip to Southend. Will it be a good thing to not have a game in the week if you've got a couple of bruised bodies?
I think so. And when the conditions get like this, it gets a little bit sap into the legs. So we'll do a bit of recovery over the next couple of days, and try and get the lads fighting fit for next Saturday.